Hi there, this is Higher Ground. I'm Sandra. Looking at the pursuit of heightened awareness and deeper understanding, it often stems from suffering, from a trauma that has awakened within you, or something that has really happened that makes you look at life in a curious way and say, like, what's going on here? And this is why we pick different paths. We are resonated to move with different understandings that we can grasp at the moment, but we're climbing the same mountain. And you often look at people out there. This is where comparison, you have to be careful with comparison when you're in that that place in your life where you're seeking, and you see all these other people out there and they're yelling from their mountaintop what's going on, maybe, political, a political base, or a spiritual base, or humanitarian, or and you see all of these people and you wonder, how did they get there? But you don't know how high they are on their mountain, and you have no idea what is fueling what they're saying, if it's fueled by pain, if it's fueled by ego, what their message is fueled by, until you start taking your own steps towards your own liberation on your own mountain. Now, we often climb our mountains at the beginning. It's for self-awareness, it's for reasonable judgment within yourself, and it's for connection of the land. That's where you start. You want to connect. You want to understand your thinking process, and you want to become self-aware of yourself. And then you start to understand the nature of your own mind. And you start to incorporate some critical thinking, some deeper thinking. And you then start to connect yourselves to your ancestors, to your family line. Dots start to connect and things start to make sense within you. So you're actively cultivating these qualities in yourself. And you start to look at your virtues, to start to see where you stand with your justice within yourself, your temperance within yourself, and your fortitude within yourself. You start to really look at yourself. And you start to take a look at your relationships all around you. So this climbing this mountain, it's step by step in different perspectives. And these are all the aspects of yourself that start to become clearer. And this is the point where you really start to see the duality in life. You really start to see that things, the world, presentations, the people out there, it's nothing is as it seems. And you start to understand where their voices are coming from. And then you start questioning who is who and what powers them. And you start to see the masks of people. You start to see the evil in people. Their own self-image. And this is where you have to be careful that you're not allowing the mirror effect to happen, and you're only, looking through your eyes. It's step by step, this awareness starts to awaken in you, and different elements that have never been clear before start to get clear. And it can be very disheartening at this point. And you start to see your closest relatives, your relationships, and the masks they wear and what's behind these masks. You start to see gaslighting. You start to see narcissism. You start to see sociopaths. All these elements start to appear. each step you climb to get higher. The higher the altitude, the bigger the price of your life that you are trying to understand it really starts to crumble. So you have to be prepared for the crumbling and know that this is a part of the process of allowing things to let go and not becoming too lost. And you're turning your orbit around, right? And so these are all the effects of turning that orbit around within yourself. So, when you get a little bit of knowledge and you feel the spirit, you feel the connection to the world, you think you're spiritual. Well, you're just starting to lighten your load. It's not going to be bliss all the way because you have asked for a challenge. The challenge of knowing thyself, the challenge of knowing who you truly are and where you've landed on planet Earth and what's it all about. It is a climb that can take you very, very high up, but the altitude is, you have to realign yourself at every plateau and every altitude. And some people think that they are, stopping in this blissful moment and that's where it is at. And they stay there. Right? That's where they want to stay. That's okay. But that's why you see other people, talking about things that they're so sure of. Because the higher you go, the less you're sure of anything. Because there's so much to be seen. But it all brings you back to yourself. It all brings you back to the non-duality of who you are and to become one with yourself, one with the sun, one with the earth. And it cracks codes. You start to see that the underlying connection between everything and everyone and your path and all the heartaches going back generations. So it's a path of courage and bravery. And not only courage and bravery, it's also a path of, it's magic. But it's a humble path. It's a humble, the higher you get, the more humble you become because you realize that there's the control that you thought you had or have becomes something else. So taking this journey and understanding who you are, you have to love yourself every step of the way and keep sharp like a warrior. And it's okay to vary off the path every once in a while, but have enough string to pull yourself back to purpose, to the climb. And you'll readjust. You'll keep readjusting. It is a mountain of many, many paths, but we're all walking towards a more meaningful existence. Right? Practicing self-awareness, respecting harmony, respecting the rhythm and the discipline of life. There is meaning in all of this. So keep going. The meaning is there. Transform, transcend, and liberate yourself. You will see the power that you have within you that you never could have imagined. And it is the power of being totally, totally sure and knowing who you are. And don't underestimate that. It's a good thing. Namaste. I'll see you on the path.